This on? Hey, listen up down there. That thing's called an elevator, not a bathroom.
I swear I know him.
So we haven't really been commenting on it, but like a reveal that happens, which, yeah, that is a very 70s logo. A reveal that happens that I'm like, I have a lot of feelings and not many clear thoughts on the whole GLaDOS was Carolyn plot point.
If you're interested in an additional $60,
I was under the impression it was straight up like confirmed, but
Yeah.
the way everybody's been talking about it, it's not.
Well, no. What's not confirmed or not confirmed is like, there's some other there's some context about it that's confirmed or not confirmed, but basically, yeah, no, GLaDOS was Carolyn, or like Carolyn became GLaDOS basically. Like her brain was scanned in, and she ends up being like the administrator robot thing. And I don't know if they really ended up sticking the landing on that plot point very much. I'm not even saying like it's a bad plot point. It's just when I think back about the game, I'm not sure I can bring to mind like what that ended up being. I don't know if anybody else has like a different...
I guess I felt like the point of it was to sort of almost humanize GLaDOS a little bit, because the whole point of this game is to make you feel like an affection for GLaDOS if you didn't already have it, which you should, even after the first game. But I feel like it's to give you some sort of like affection for this robot that tried to kill you. And so the best way to do that is to show who she was as a person and like what she was supposed to be as a robot, but it kind of went south basically. So I think that's kind of the point. So to me, it just felt like a fun little Easter egg, you know?
Yeah. Which is probably why like they didn't end up doing anything incredibly somber with it. And that's
right.
kind of that's what we're talking about. That's what's been discussed, is like there exists some degree of like disagreement and controversy and like mixed evidence with regards to like a certain plot point that we may as well talk about now, because it's a plot point that's absent rather than like a plot point that happens at some point, which is, as we discovered that like GLaDOS is Carolyn, supposedly it is said there was a scene of like her being sort of forced to like give her consciousness to the machine that was really uncomfortably framed and is just like very like Cave Johnson is doing it as an act of violence.
Great. Wow, I did not hear about that. I'm glad they fucking cut it.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Yeah, well,
It's
okay,
not
that's
in the
thing.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. People talk about it, and there's some voice files I haven't listened to because, to be honest, I don't really want to.
Right.
But, like, people disagree about... There's some disagreement, including from people who developed the game, evidently, about to what extent, like, this was a real thing that was going to happen, and to what extent it wasn't. I think part of the complication is I don't think the Cave Johnson parts of it were... Like, the Cave Johnson parts that are supposedly going to be recorded, or that, like, supposedly would have happened, aren't there, so we don't have that context, is my understanding of it. Because, the legend is that J.K. Simmons refused to do it.
But that's... Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay. It's funny because in Desk Job, this is a spoiler, but Cave Johnson at the end of Desk Job is in a robot.
Wait,
Nice.
what?
He's in a giant robot head. Yeah.
You say that's a spoiler, and it absolutely unambiguously is, but on some level I feel like that's such like a weird thing, and like how they're gonna deal with that is so weird that I don't know any more about Desk Job now than I did before you told me about that.
I don't know any more
Yeah.
than Desk Job, and I played it. So it's like... I felt like they just wanted to have JK back, and so they kind of were like,
right.
well, maybe...
They were correct.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is they... Actually, I don't know if he did. I think he did the voice. Yeah, he did the voice, and then the face was... They got a face model, basically. Anyway, to me...
Oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. Sorry, continue.
By the way, just off topic, this is my favorite test chamber out of all of the, like, harder ones. My absolute favorite is the one where you break the glass, but this one is my favorite out of the difficult ones because it feels good. Because once you figure it out, the way that Josh reacted is exactly how it feels. Like, oh, I get it now. Anyway, so I think that the way that I thought the story went was Cave tried to put himself into a robot. It didn't work out. And so she put her consciousness into a robot at the end of her life. And, like, that just seemed how it was supposed to be. And so the fact that, like, maybe there was this darker element to it would have thrown off the entire game. I would have hated this game if that's what they decided to do, truly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out. So I'm looking at a Kotaku article from 2011 that is in response to Eric. That is not. It's not in response. It's citing Eric Wolpaw, who's one of the writers of Portal 2, talking about Portal 2 at GDC, and quoting Eric Wolpaw. Quote, there's some piece of dialogue in there where Carolyn is going, no, 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 I don't want this, says Wolpaw. And there's some kind of story on the internet where apparently people think this has been verified, that there was a scene where Cave Johnson was doing bad things and that J.K. Simmons wouldn't read the dialogue, so that's why we don't have it. I don't know. Apparently, it's the answer was not that J.K. Simmons didn't want to read it, according to Wolpaw. I don't know why they cut it, but that's not... According to Wolpaw, that's not why...
What does he give as the explanation?
He doesn't, because this is referring to something else, and I don't know how to tacitly engage with that material.
I guess the implication then is just that, like, they decided not to do it, which is a thing that people do when they write things. And I would say they did the right choice.
I mean, that always sounded like the most likely possibility is like they put this in initially and were like, oh, actually, no, this has some really bad vibes about it. Let's not do that.
I also know they
like,
tested the heck out of it, so maybe that was, like, it got really badly responded to.
If I was a female on that team, and I listened to that audio, or I played through a level that had audio like that, I would fucking lose my shit. I think that is, like, not okay, basically. If this entire game is fun and funny and, like, has all these jokes, and then they slip in a violation of a woman in there, like, that's fucked up. And, like, they must have known that. And, like, that's how I feel about it. And if they would have put it in the game, I would have turned the fucking game off. I would have never touched this game.
Like, this is currently we are having a potato, like, troll us.
Okay, I feel like I just missed something.
And, like, there are things where there's an oscillation between, like, a really extreme dark stuff and, like, kind of goofy comedy. That's not what this is. That's, like, not what this is trying to be.
Damn it.
It would have just been, like, I don't know.
It would have crossed a line for me. That's basically it. It would have crossed a line that would have made me uncomfortable. And also, I don't know, I don't want to get into it, but, like, GLaDOS is one of the first female characters that really meant something in video games. Like, I know that there's been ones before that, but GLaDOS was a big deal to a lot of female gamers, and to find out that her origin story has kind of, like, connotations, that would have really fucked me up a lot.
Yeah.
It would have taken something that, as it stands, like an experience that, as it stands, was like a doorway for a lot of people, and just turned it into, like, another, well,
it would have
I
been
guess
like
this is actually what gaming is like.
Yeah, grimdark for the sake of grimdark. Another, like, male perspective of what it's like to be a girl in biz or whatever. Like, I would never need that in my life, and so I'm really glad that they don't have it.
The other thing that's interesting to me about it is, like, they already have in this game another example of someone being turned into a robot that is more about the experience of the robot than the violation of being removed from humanity. And that's when Cave Johnson becomes a robot in the multiplayer DLC alternate universe stuff, where Cave, like, basically becomes a machine and is like, I'm bored, and he starts rewriting everything to be Ghostbusters, and that sucks, because eventually he starts being bored of that, and it's hilarious, but also, like, it engages with the idea that the thing that sucks about this situation is you're a robot, not that you were forcefully turned into this thing. But that's very much the angle that was being used with GLaDOS, or at least that seems like may have been cut. What are we doing?
I don't know.
It has been a long time since
There's
I've actually
stuff
watched
out
Josh
here.
playing this video game because I've been like staring into the middle distance.
Oh, you need to
How
launch.
do we
Okay.
get the momentum for this? Like, there's nowhere to
Do you guys
fall
remember?
onto.
Do you guys remember
Guess
when
I'll
Ellen
die.
McLean? Do you guys remember when Ellen McLean recorded the voice for like the robot suits in Pacific Rim, and it was literally just GLaDOS? And then at some point, someone was like, "You cannot just make the voice be GLaDOS." Or it was like, no, we were just gonna like, no, that was a placeholder," and then the voice wasn't GLaDOS anymore.
Did they actually cut that? Because I remember that from the trailer, and I saw the movie. Did they actually change it?
I think that they smoothed it over and made it more naturalistic. That was my recollection.
I feel like I missed a portion of this thing because that door closed on me, and now I can't get back to it. Because there is this other room down here that's just this.
Yeah, you're supposed
You
to
know
go
what,
through,
though?
right?
there because I'm missing an Easter egg or some shit.
I don't know about that.
I mean, like, that's obviously a thing up there to use, right? Like, when has this ever not done something?
Maybe you get
There's
on it
no way
later.
to- Maybe. Alright, well, let's see what happens.
Also, I loaded up the list of time. It's per level, and each level has a year on it somewhere.
Oh.
The last one I saw was 1972, but that was after the one with all the computers in it, so I'm not really sure.
According to the unofficial Portal wiki, the 50s levels go from 52 to 59, the 70s levels go from 71 to 78, and then the 80s levels are 81 and 82.
Wait, but he said
Okay.
1986. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Did he not say 1986? I thought I clearly heard him say
Did we?
1986.
I thought
68,
Josh
I think.
said 1986.
I didn't say 1986.
I searched the entire thing. The first set, I've got the script in front of me. The first 1970s level opens, "Greeting friends, I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts."
Oh, he did say 1968. He did say 1968.
But not necessarily, like, it was sometime after 1968 that it actually happened.
It's all my fault.
You did this.
The white gel is not coming out anymore.
I'm gonna go back to all the comment when people post. Okay, when people post
Oh, there's
comments,
gonna be
correcting
so
me on
many
this,
angry people.
Every time somebody posts a comment correcting me on this, I'm just going to reply with the word. Let's see. Ocarina. And now they're gonna find out now that what Ocarina meant this whole time was, "I'm sorry."
Idaho's. Protect us.
Alright, back to thinking.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Josh.
There,
We
see?
did
Figured
it.
it out.
Welcome to the Enrichment Center.
Okay, this is definitely
Since making test
later.
participation
Now here we get the mellowest
employees,
flavor of Cave
quality
Johnson.
our test subjects has risen
Slowly
dramatically.
dying, Cave
Employee
Johnson.
retention, however, has not. As a result, you may have heard we're going to phase out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. The bean
Cave
counters
Johnson
told
keeps
me
getting
we literally
older
could
in
not
these
afford to
things
buy
and less healthy
$7
looking.
worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway. Ground them up, mixed them into a gel. And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill. Still, it turns out they're a great portal conductor. So now, we're going to see if jumping in and out of these new portals can somehow leach the lunar poison out of a man's bloodstream. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all
We're
stay
almost
positive.
to the lemon
Do some
rants.
science. That said, it's
the best voice line in this game.
To an extent, the lemon rant almost felt like the last boat out, where like a rant from a voice line from a video game, like that is not just like a meme or like a reaction or something, can dominate video game meme pop culture for a period. Like the kind of
Yeah.
diet version of the cake is a lie.
It reminded me a lot of like a wrestler promo, like the
Yes.
top wrestler promos, like Austin 316 says, like those ones that people always remember. It felt like the lemons thing was built to be like a wrestler promo.
It's like the way that he just like keeps building up his own energy, the way he
Yeah.
just like keeps like pounding it, and like he'll say something and then he'll like just kind of free associate on that thing, getting more and more like emotional and upset about it.
Yeah.
I had the whole thing memorized. I'm curious how much of it I remember.
It is very pro
I mean,
wrestling.
the best thing about it, in like the most popular thing about it in recent years, has been when someone put it over that one scene in Invincible, and it fit perfectly with the lip syncing. So where do we? Is there? I don't even see a portable surface around here aside from this, which isn't particularly useful.
You
to
use
well,
that. You use that. That's what you use. And then
do
use
this.
that. There you go. And just get
I
fucking
use-
wild with it.
This is literally
fucking
the
wild.
only. This is literally the only puzzle solution in a Portal game that has ever made me feel like I was doing it the wrong way.
Dude, not me. This felt so right in every way. And you know
Oh,
why?
fuck.
Chaos. It is chaos.
Just like
I just-
blast lunar poison.
I just
And
want
just get it
marshmallow
all over your
fluff or some stuff.
It's more marshmallow cream. I've been researching marshmallow fluff and marshmallow cream, and this is more of the cream.
That you've been researching marshmallow fluff and marshmallow cream. Why?
I have.
Are you getting your masters in Sundays?
I am a food gremlin. That's why.
Oh, good
You know
point.
what's weird is how like every United States section of food in like other countries always has marshmallow fluff because we're the only people that make and consume it. But the end result is that everyone assumes that Americans just like love that shit, and I don't know anybody who eats it more than like once a
No.
decade.
Most
No.
people just use it for fudge, I think, right?
Like I don't know how to break it to you guys, but like marshmallow fluff and like marshmallow cream and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's that, or it's like making Rice Krispie treats maybe, or like some
Yeah.
weird recombinant like Midwestern dishes. That's it.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Midwestern
Before
should
the
be kept
people
for any-
before the people from the East Coast get mad, yes, we know about fluffernutters. Of course we know about fluffernutter. Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna revise our position, the spoiler warning position on the commonality of marshmallow fluff. There's lots of uses for it, and all of them are individually rare. I have not seen someone employ marshmallow fluff within the past decade.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I did anything with marshmallows.
I mean, marshmallows are a different story. Right? S'mores?
Oh, sure,
Am
yeah.
I the only
like,
one
you
who
know,
still eats
marshmallows.
s'mores?
You make,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you make s'mores, you put them on sweet potato casserole, hot
Delish.
chocolate.
If you're not from the United States, what do you use marshmallows for? Do you know what they are?
Oh, 1982.
82?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Marshmallow fluff is kind of like Russian dressing. Like, you can easily live a life free of it. It's not going to be hard to avoid. It might even be hard to find, except like at a grocery store. You really like it's how common it is in your life. Just depends on whether you, particularly for whatever personal reason, have a thing for Russian dressing / marshmallow fluff.
You know, I'm not sure I've ever actually had Russian dressing. What is it? Is it like it looks like French dressing?
You've eaten that
Which
in
is-
and out, right?
So is it literally just like Thousand Island then?
That's what I thought.
It's
Is it not?
similar. It's similar. It's like Russian dressing has more spicy stuff in it.
Ooh, it's the spicy boy.
I do just want to point out the dichotomy in conversations we have had between these two test chambers has been a very intense difference in tone.
I I just think the problem is that we've all known each other for so long, and so it's very easy for us to go from a very serious conversation that makes us upset to, what do you think marshmallow fluff is all about?
I love it.
Okay.
But
So,
the
I wanna
conversation
hear-
about marshmallow.
I want to hear demographic details in the comments. Post whether you think this stuff looks delicious, whether it looks gross, or whether it looks neutral.
Do you want moon juice on your face, is what I want to know. Would you, if you worked at Aperture Science, stand underneath the pipe and get that stuff on your face?
Also knowing that it is killing the crazy scientist guy.
Especially knowing it could kill you.
You willing to die for this fluffer nut?